Yo, yo, yo. Welcome to the NS9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I'm your host, Anthony DiNardo. With me, of course, we have Tyler Sweeney. Ty. Pirates lose today 5-3 on Paul Skeens Day. How it goes.
You don't like losing on Paul Skeens Day, man. You just don't.
No, you don't.
But
it's one thing when, yesterday they win. Pretty good game. You start off the series with a W against the Cardinals have had a really good offense so far. Pirates coming off that Yankee series, the Rays series, the Marlins series, not looking too well. So you start off the first game with a W, and then you're, of course, you got to look forward a little bit. Now the team shouldn't, but looking forward, and I'm sure you had the same thought as I did. Like tomorrow's Paul Skeens Day, so winning a series might look pretty good. Paul Skeens started today, first 2 innings. I was feeling that way. Bryan Reynolds hits a home run. I was feeling that way. But ultimately that's not what happened. Yeah, they lose 5-3. What's your takeaway here?
I have a lot of takeaways tonight. Some frustration, some just it's one game. It is what it is. But the problem, the grand synopsis of this thing, I think for me, is that this offense sucks. And we all knew it, and we still do it.
Yeah. I mean, there's no denying. Now, obviously, tonight, you probably expected, and this is another reason why Paul Skeens, right? You probably expected the offense to be a little bit slow. I mean, it's cold. I can only imagine. I know it's 70 degrees where I'm at, but it looked cold. So I expect.
Oh, brother, it's cold.
To be cold. I expect everyone in that stadium to be cold and all the players. And it's also why I feel like O'Neal Cruz, that probably really stung getting hit by that pitch. So, with it being really cold, I expected today the bats weren't going to be alive. Now, that's not giving them an excuse, but you probably saw this to be a low-scoring effort. And then, again, that's why Paul Skeens being out there, you expected, okay, he's going to cruise through this thing and just blow everyone away. But that's not what happened. The Cardinals bats were able to get to Paul Skeens. They were able to put up some runs, 5 actually in total. The thing like you mentioned though too is the Pirates offense just was totally anemic for the most part of the game. Yes, Bryan Reynolds hit that home run as mentioned. They did score 2 runs in the 9th, a bit of a comeback. They made it a little bit interesting, but the grand scheme of everything this season is they've been able to score runs per se, but it only comes in a small bunch. They don't string anything along.
Actually, you mentioned the Skeens and the temperature. This might have been the coldest start Paul Skeens has had. And I don't know where he played at LSU or where he was at Air Force. And even then he didn't really pitch, but this was probably the coldest start he's ever had.
Yeah. I mean, there's probably no, I'm not going to try to source that. But this probably could have been. Again, it was that cold. It's the middle of April already.
Yeah,
almost.
And trust me, it's cold, man. I had to crank the heat up a little bit here tonight for this post-game show. But plain and simple, Paul Skeens didn't have it today. He was primarily fastball. And it was pretty obvious early. Even the first hitter. By primarily fastball, I mean the only thing that worked was a fastball today. He tried to throw
he was mixing it up.
It did not work.
But right.
So
I mean, all in all, he was also efficient. And then again, they start off, he was looking efficient. And I know the 4th inning is pretty efficient, but outside of that, right. It just wasn't working for him. But I mean, he threw 98 pitches in the 6 innings. 29 of them were 4-seamers. 23 was the splinker. And then he had, I don't even throw much. I guess he threw the 2-seamer 12 times, a little more than I thought he did. So, I mean, he did throw his 3 variations of fastball a lot, but he also threw in the sweeper 70 times, the slider 10, curveball 6, changeup once. I mean, he was mixing a lot, but like you said, nothing was really working other than his fastball, which he did get 6 swing and misses on.
Yeah, and I
before.
think we did see it out of the Cardinals, and it was a good coaching point that I'm assuming came from the Cardinals management today. Of after that first inning, you saw that the sweeper wasn't working. Nothing other than the fastball was working. It wasn't going to be in the zone. So I think we saw there at some point they jumped on fastball early, and if it spun, they spit. They weren't swinging, and I think we saw that out of the Cardinals today.
Yeah. Yeah, and again, like they had a very big inning there. I know some of it was not the best defense on the Pirates.
Yeah.
It happens, but some of it's happening a lot too often for this team to be successful, and that's kind of the problem. So, like, not only is some of your gripe on the offense, but some of the gripe here is defensively as well. I want to touch on that just a little bit here, but like IKF, I mean, three errors for him. And by no means, like this isn't on IKF by any means, right? It's just another observation. IKF now has his third error in 12 games played, which pretty much all of them seem like it's coming from the arm. I mean, the glove he just reminds me so much of Jordy Mercer in the sense where he's going to make the play that he can make. He doesn't make too many great plays. He doesn't have that type of a range to make those type of plays. But if it's in the vicinity that he can make it, he's going to make a play on the ball. What he fails to do is get that ball to first. I don't know what his issue is, but I mean, he's had to get bailed out a few times already. And there's sometimes he just hasn't been able to get bailed out. And it's, again, today, his third error, throwing wise.
I think it's pretty simple what his issue is. His arm's not good enough to play shortstop. I mean, and I'm glad you mentioned that. It's not on IKF. It's not. He's doing everything the Pirates are asking of him. He's playing a position that he's not really fit for. Man, haven't heard a single ounce of complaint out of him. And true, this is a contract year for him. He's having a great year at the plate, at least to this point. It's small sample size, but he is having
he's having very productive.
He's having great at bats right now. Glove wise, I think he's still where he was before. The glove's good. He's playing a position that he is just plain and simple not fit for. And it's a contract year for this guy. Haven't heard an ounce of complaint about it. If I'm him, I'm probably complaining up a storm because I could be a 3-win player playing third base right now or second base right now. Not a peep out of him. But the problem is that the Pirates are putting him in this spot he's just not cut out for. He gets a ground ball in the hole, man, and he's got to wind up to get it to first. It's just, he's not a shortstop. I don't know how many more people have to say it or how much more of it we have to see. He's not a shortstop. He can't make the throw.
Just is what it is. It's the fear that we had, getting Cruz to center field. I'm not going to have the biggest gripe on that. There's logic to it. I understand it. What they failed to do was capitalize and get a true shortstop. IKF just is that's why we came here saying like he's probably best suited as like the super utility guy. And think about it. If they got like a real shortstop with Nick Gonzalez out right now, IKF sliding in as your everyday second baseman. Like that's especially what his bat is right now. Get him as your second baseman. Like now you're bringing real value to him. Now he's really giving you his best instead of putting him in a situation where he's not his best. And like, it's not his fault necessarily, like you're saying, right? He's doing what he can do. It's just, you're putting him there to do what he can do. And he can't really do all those things. So anyways, IKF, another throwing error. I don't want to harp on him. Again, just something of note. He has not looked good there so far at the start of the year, but he has looked really good at the plate. And like I mentioned before, which is funny because when we talked about it, the very next day he slid to the 8 hole, but IKF at the 9 hole, I've really, really liked. He did go over 3 today. Again, like that happens for the season, still batting .316. He's giving you really, really good at bats. He didn't strike out any times today. But like all in all for the offense itself, was it 6 hits, 9 strikeouts, 0 walks? Like that's not any path to success there.
No, offensively, they were playing simple. They were bad. They were uncompetitive today. Sonny Gray sucks, man. Like you gotta do more. Sonny Gray's not impressive whatsoever.
I'm not going to come out here and say Sonny Gray sucks, but I will
Yeah,
say
sucks was maybe mean. He's
it's
fine, but like he's not impressive.
he wasn't dominant Sonny Gray.
Yeah, especially today. I didn't think he looked good at all. And
I mean,
maybe that's maybe more what I mean is he did not look good today. And only scrapping the other 2 runs or 3 runs, sorry, but not good enough.
Yeah, no, I'm saying too. It was like they weren't swinging and missing him against him. They just failed to swing. Jack is your leadoff guy. Now, granted, he didn't get a whole lot of plate appearances. He went over 2, but like, yeah, another strikeout for Jack as your leadoff guy. That I don't get. Now, IKF I like as your number 9 guy. Honestly, I've liked Hayes at leadoff the way he's been playing, and like IKF as your number 9 guy probably gives Hayes some RBI opportunity as your leadoff. But if that's not the case, I mean, Jack is your leadoff guy.
Yeah, so it's not a great sign for our guy Jack Suwinski, and we're driving that jack wagon here, and I think we're starting to like 1 foot's off that bus, but it's not a great sign when Canario is pinch hitting for you.
Yeah. No. And like, what's funny is this is how like low it feels, right? Because I'm already getting the replies and comments on Twitter, especially, where it's like, well, Canario is better than Jack. Well, he's better than Jack. And I'm like, I mean, like, there's reasons he biased, and maybe because he's something different, but like, how many times Canario struck out in his career and like what his major league numbers are. Now, small sample, I get it, but like, you understand what Canario is. Like, Canario is probably Jack light, as we've discussed here, like to some degree. I'm starting to feel like, you know what? The thing about Canario right now is with the Pirates currently, like, he is making contact. He got his first hit finally today, but Jack does look worse than Canario right now. And like, now I'm starting to feel like, you know what? I should maybe just sit back. I'm going to sit this one out. I'll let you guys have it. I'm not going to really defend Jack too much here at all, because currently right now, I'm kind of starting to feel Canario over Jack.
I'm not that far. I don't want to see Canario play a single baseball game.
I don't really want to either, but Jack's really not proving anything right now to me.
He is not. And I know I was pounding that table on him, and I was complimenting at bats, and a lot of that I was full of shit. Like these last couple games, I was full of it. But if you can't hit a fastball, a 92-mile-an-hour fastball or 91, and you can't be on time on that, you're not going to hit anything. And right now, that's where Jack's at. Same place he was last year. If you can't hit a fastball, you're not going to hit. You got to be able to hit a freaking fastball, especially a bad fastball.
Yeah. And I feel a little bit of like, you got to also start protecting the plate instead of watching strike 3 go by.
I'd be intrigued.
Like right now, he has a mixture of 23 and 24, but all the bad things. Like he's carrying over the bad things he had in 23 and the bad things in 24, and he's just becoming a worser version of himself. I didn't think it could happen.
A worser version.
Now, it's still small sample early. He can turn it around. There were some signs in spring. There were certainly some signs the first game he played. But again, since then, it has been awful. Yeah. So what, 12 strikeouts now in 26 plate appearances? Jack, buddy. Also, Shelty, buddy, leadoff. I don't think that's going to do it.
I think that, and maybe I'm just defending Jack too much here, but I just don't get that. Put him in a less pressure-packed situation. He's not a leadoff hitter. He's never been a leadoff hitter. Bump him down to like 7. Let him just hit. And I know it probably won't work, but it's better than hitting him leadoff, man. Like, we're still trying to win games here.
Like, I guess the one argument that you could make for him batting leadoff is he sees a lot of pitches, and it's just because he can't hit any of them. So he gets himself into like a full count, right? Because he just can't hit any of them. So like that's maybe that's the mindset. But that's it. I don't know. I don't understand it really. You know, I guess I can understand the idea of it, but that's if Jack is back. You know, if Jack's the guy that we're hoping he could become this year, but he's still not that guy yet. You're not batting 2024 Jack Suwinski a leadoff spot in any lineup for any team. So why are we entertaining it right now? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this. I guess it's just the fact that they just don't have enough major league hitters in this lineup right now. And do you want to maybe touch on our second baseman who is in his 11th game, and Adam Frazier? I'm sorry, I love you, buddy, but he shouldn't be a major leaguer anymore. There's a lot of guys that on this team that probably aren't major leaguers. These at-bats from Adam Frazier are atrocious. It is just like dribbler after dribbler after dribbler.
I want to say this because I mean, like, I get that. And you're probably more right than I am. I want to do for Adam as you did for Jack. All right. Okay. He's also been a bit of a saving grace defensively for this team. He's made some big plays that, I mean, we've been seeing this team play now for 12 games. I don't think anyone on this team can make. And it's not as if Adam Frazier is flashy at any rate, right? Mm-hmm. But he's made some really solid plays. Today, I understand like he could have maybe made that double play. He got the out first. He's been very sound, right? He's making the throw, unlike IKF, who's also sound. But Adam's like been playing good defense at a time where you need it because Nick Gonzalez is injured, right? Like you needed someone to cover. Ideal that should be IKF right now, as we talked earlier, and why. But like it's Adam Frazier. His bat's atrocious. But if you're a team like, say, the Yankees, you can afford that. You know, like if someone goes down, like, hey, we need someone there at second to just hold the fort down for a bit of time. Like if Adam Frazier's doing it, you kind of just bite the tongue and say, okay, well, Adam Frazier, you have one job. Be the 9 hitter. Our offense is fine. Just give us good defense. And he could do that. And he's doing it right now. The problem is, well, yeah, he's still the worst hitter on the team, but it's not by much. And there's no real good hitters on the team. So he just adds to the problem. And his defense isn't enough to make up for it, to help out for this team. So I get you. Like, I still I don't know, man. I don't know.
I mean, like, you're probably more right than I am on this. Because you could probably find a spot for Adam Frazier on a major league roster if he's playing once a week, every day. Like at this point, why did you acquire all these second basemen? Like, why is Nick York here? Why? What are we doing?
Well, he's not here right now because he's injured as well.
Like, why are
the idea of
like
everything
that here?
Right.
Why did we acquire all these guys? And Nick York was just first one off the head, but like Billy Cook, why do you exist? Like, why do I have to watch Adam Frazier hit another dribbler?
Well, it's because you go down the line and like where are they?
Come on.
Peguero isn't doing much either. Again, like, yeah. I mean, I get what you're coming from. But Adam Frazier shouldn't be the solution. But also like he is what he is. You know what he is. He's giving you a lot better defense than I expected. I will say that.
I'll give him that. Who's a better shortstop, Adam Frazier or IKF at this point?
I'll still go with IKF because I do feel he's still more athletic. But
you're probably right.
Adams is so short too. I'm sorry, I just had to say it. I just forgot how short. Like he goes up the plate. You just see the camera. I was like, man, buddy, you're small.
I don't think he's taller than. Like he might be an inch taller than me.
I don't even know if he is. Anyhow, let's do this, Tyler, because we're 20 minutes in, and I did announce this on Twitter. I'm not sure if anyone here even knows, but I'm going to do something for y'all. You know, we said we're going to do this. We've had a lot of opportunities. We just haven't done it yet. But you know what? Today we're not giving away sandwiches because the Pirates lost, obviously. But we feel like we still want to give something away. And you know what, Tyler? We have, like we did last year, towards the end of the year, but we did it early on this year. So we have ballpark passes for the entire year that we're going to give away through all of our socials, all whatever. We're going to do this on YouTube quite a bit as well. Tonight will be our very first time. And again, because we appreciate y'all, this is going to go for all of our members. So if you are a member, if you go ahead and use the emoji, the North Shore 9 emoji right now in the chat, that enters you, right? So how before if you win, hashtag raise it, that gets you entered, right? Anyone who puts in the emoji of the North Shore 9 logo, you're entered in for the giveaway. We are giving away 2 ballpark pass tickets for next Monday's game, right, against the Nationals. So again, this is just for, all our members. We appreciate you. We always want to give back to those people. Everyone on our Patreon, we give things away every month. We're also going to add these tickets as well, just an FYI for people I don't know. So if you are a member of our Patreon or want to be, we'll also give away these tickets. But anyone who's a member, and if you're not a member, you can do so. Hit the join button, become a member. It's just 99 cents. You get all the emojis. You get the videos first. You get your badge and whatnot. But yeah, for everyone who is a member right now, go ahead and put the North Shore 9 emoji in. End of the show, we will go ahead.
That in there.
We will go ahead and give away the ballpark pass. So that emoji I just put in there right now. All right, Tyler. So yeah, the offense was bad. Paul Skeens didn't look too great. I do want to go back on the pitching side. We won't have to talk too much about Paul, but like Sugar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything out of him? He's coming to big moment his last time. He came in today and had to pitch. He pitched effectively. Anything?
I mean, a little bit unimpressive, I think. But in general, throws enough strikes. He's missed some bats at the minor league level, so there's some interest there with that. But in general, no. I got nothing really. We'll see what happens, I guess, but no, not really. He was okay today.
Like, he hasn't looked bad. It's not a large sample. I get that. I'm not here to state my Chase Sugar and plant my flag in anything here with it. But what I'm just going to say is this is all you can ask for. Like, there was a need. He's called up. He's doing his job. Will he stick around? Probably not. I don't anticipate it to be much longer. But, like, do your job and you come up here. That's what he's being asked to do, and he's doing it. So, like, kudos to him. But, yeah, he pitched, what was it, 1 point? Gotta look again now. I'm sorry. No, 2 full innings. Giving up 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. That was it. So, again, Paul didn't have that great of a start. He comes in, gives 2 solid innings, helps out this bullpen. And again, like, he gave the Pirates an opportunity to still win the game, by not allowing any runs here, keeping it to just 5 runs, keeping it to just 5 runs. We're talking about the Pirates, keeping it to just 5 runs. And then Tim Meza comes in. He looked pretty solid, gave an inning, 2 strikeouts here as well. So again, it carried over. The bullpen did their job. And I guess, like, hey, the Pirates did have an interesting 9th. They did make it interesting. They did score 2 runs eventually, but yes, Canario, right? Jack Suwinski light, or we should maybe say Jack Suwinski major. I don't know. He got a hit, his first hit, and then Bryan Reynolds hits one off the wall. I thought it was gone. So there's 2 men in scoring position. Can we talk about this next thing? So O'Neal Cruz should be up to the plate. JoJ Romero's up. I understand he's a lefty. They pinch hit for O'Neal Cruz. Ty, thoughts?
I don't think Derek Shelton has his best day as a manager today. I think there were a couple things that happened. Stat-wise, I think if you look at it analytically, it probably does make sense to go Kutch in that situation. O'Neal Cruz has been seeing lefties pretty well, I think, to this point. I'm giving him that opportunity every bit of the day. And also, it's another spot where you're kind of straddling the line between wanting to, I don't want to say wanting to win, but trying to put your team in what the numbers say would be the best situation to win, versus also developing the talent that you have here. I think that's a spot where you want O'Neal Cruz to develop. He's going to see a lot of lefties in the future in big spots. Just based on O'Neal Cruz and this team, he's going to come up in those situations tons of times. On April 8th, I'm going to take that shot with O'Neal Cruz, and I'm going to let him hit. And I think that's something that, and I'm going to take it back to Clint Hurdle. Clint Hurdle did that every now and then with Pedro Alvarez, where Pedro would face a lefty late in the game, early in his career, and he'd get that shot. Apparently, Shelton thought that this was the time to go with Kutch. I mean, I disagree. That's all.
Can I ask you this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, because he was hit by a pitch earlier, do you think that had anything to do with it?
I would hope not. He got hit in the shoulder. He's fine.
I just ask because that's the only reason in my mind you do it. Because of everything you just mentioned, I'm sorry, but I disagree. No, I agree with you. I disagree.
Okay.
Like that would be any reason to pinch hit for him. Because you're even talking about the development side. And like, sure, there's still a development. I'm not going to say like, this is perfectly fine. And he's now good. But Tyler, let me throw some numbers out here for you. Since June 1st of last year, O'Neal Cruz against righties hit 257, 337, slugged 436. Struck out 28.5% of the time. Good for a 111 weighted runs created plus. Solid numbers. That's against righties, right? That the arm side that he's good against. Do you know what he did against lefties since June 1st?
I do not.
He's bat 306, 344, 565 with a 25.8% K rate.
So the numbers don't even add up.
5.8. So striking out less. Now, granted, less opportunities, smaller sample size against lefties and righties, right? Sure. 144 weighted runs created plus. But that's the sample size since. That's not enough. Like there's nothing in my mind that says I got a pinch hit for Cruz here. Not with two guys in scoring position with 0 outs down at that point in time, I guess 5-1 still. Use Kutch for the guy coming up, like maybe named Tommy Pham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like pick a better
Yeah.
spot. Yeah, Kutch needs to get in that bat in the 9th. Not for O'Neal Cruz. So I pray to God we hear something. I pray to God our nice little beat writers ask the hard questions. Maybe we find out that the reason that Cruz didn't go up to the plate was because the shoulder was just, it was hurting too much or something. But if it wasn't that, this is to me another just inexcusable moment for Derek Shelton.
Yeah, that's bad. Like if that's not the reason, then yeah, that's bad. And I think there was another spot in today's game, and like tweeted about it. But the 6th inning, they're down. I believe it was 3-1 in this point, and Skeens is still in. No outs. I think 1st and 3rd, and he brings the infield in the 6th inning. The Cardinals, they're not impressive pitching wise. You're bringing the infield in with Paul Skeens on the mound. There's a little, it was an okay ground ball that is a double play ball. You get the 2 outs there. You give up a run maybe. Just, my brain can't compute doing that in that situation. The 6th inning, and I think the reason I bring this up is we've seen this enough times with Derek Shelton where he is bringing the infield in spots where it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
There are so many times where I question if this guy understands the sport of baseball. Or just understands your team. Like, I know they scored 3 runs at the end of the day, but it wouldn't have made a difference. But, like, it turned into a 4-1 game. Right? Snap the fingers. You could have had 2 outs. 4-1 game. Okay. You just burn Paul Skeens more pitches for no reason because it's just so stupid. It's stupid. That's all.
Right.
I don't think he had a good game.
Right. No, I agree. But at the end of the day, like we mentioned, Pirates did score a couple runs there, 5-3. And I will say this, Tommy Pham did make the last out. hit it pretty well into right field. I thought that was dropping. I really did think that it's about to be at least 5-4 here. It didn't. It was caught. Game over. 5-3. Buccos lose. So now they're 4-8 on the year. They go into tomorrow. They have one more game left against the Cardinals. They still can win it. There's still that chance. There's still a possibility. But yeah, what you thought was like, here's Paul Skeens. It's going to shut him down. Be a good game. Didn't end up being that way. So Paul himself actually goes now 1-1 on the year. So there is that. But yeah, I don't know. Anything else that you wanted to add to this game?
No, I really don't want to talk about this game anymore. Let's give away tickets.
Let's give away tickets. All right. So like I said, if you are a member or if you're not, we'll give you some time. You can click that join button. It's 99 cents. But for all our members, and we'll do this often, probably at least twice a month when the Pirates don't win. So we'll try to give you even more ways to win, not even when the Pirates win, right? Pirates win, you get 2 sandwiches. We get 4 sandwiches in total. Each winner gets 2. And yeah, we'll throw in some tickets here and there. So for tonight, to give the emoji in the comments, the North Shore 9 logo emoji in the comments, we're giving away 2 ballpark passes to next Monday's game against the Nationals. So all I need is your email. But yeah, so we want to go ahead and do that.
Let's do it.
So once again, to be qualified, you have to give the NS9 emoji, which of course you can do so if you are a member. It's our way of giving back, just saying thank you all. I did it again. I got to get it out. There we go. All right, so we have 10 entries so far. So should we do it? Should we do it, Tyler?
Let's rock and roll.
Let's roll. I gave him enough time.
No Ty's dad in here. Come on, Ron. What are we doing? I thought
Patrick Stahl. There's our winner. So Patrick, go ahead. Do like I said. You can reach out to us. I mean, anything really works. I prefer if you reach out on like either Twitter or maybe email. But whatever social you prefer, reach out to us. I just need your email so when I get the tickets on Monday, I can forward them to you. But at any rate, Patrick, congratulations. You're a winner tonight. That makes 1 person.
There we go. Someone's got to win.
Someone's got to win. So cool. Tomorrow, 12, right? Yeah, 12:35. Mitch Keller does take on Eric Fetty. His dad's in.
I thought he was going to take me to a game. I could have called off work.
There you go. But yeah, Mitch Keller, Eric Fetty tomorrow, 12:35. The rubber match. We'll see who wins and who comes out victorious on this series. Maybe the Pirates can win their first one of the year. So there you go. Anything else before we get out of here, Tyler?
Now we'll be back with you tomorrow and a lot of times the rest of the week.
Yeah. Tomorrow, I think it's Neil and Cody.
Might be Doug and Cody. I think it's Doug and Cody.
Doug and Cody?
I think it's Doug and Cody.
Dougie Fresh, Doug and Cody. Oh, that might be a long show.
We'll see how tomorrow's game goes.
Them two on a Mitch Keller day too. That might be an hour-and-a-half show. But we'll be back tomorrow after the game. Then, of course, NS9 Live on Thursday. But we'll see you guys then. Bye-bye.
Peace out, Scouts.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.